Hi, thank you for your time and representing for Group 3 on the case study on Zara and Best Buy. We are members of Team 3. With me presenting here is Yao, and we'll be supported by Kiran and then Blazon. And this presentation, we will look at the we will look at the introduction by way of giving a background of the company Zara. And Zara first store was opened in the costa of Carina in 1975 by Amancio Ortega. And maybe you didn't know that the parent company of Zara is Inditex, and it's available in 86 countries with total of 1763 stores. And they offer fashionable design for men, women, kids, and also sell all sorts kind of sells accessories. We moving to the area of improvement. This is one of the main areas. Just move to the area of improvement, and we identify a problem, and then we want to offer solution for them. That's the way they can improve using the SWOT analysis, and then they need to maximize the opportunities. They need to extend the operations beyond Spain because they have a strong brand image when they extend to other countries like Africa, Asia, and then other continents or countries. It will help them that by so doing they can also be establishing the Asian Logistics Center, which will be linked to the internal operation where same product will be produced, quality will not be compromised, and others, and also with the same design, same faction model, and all that. And then they need to take also advantage of the marketing information system that they have, and also they also need to do more of market segmentation. That is, they need to cluster their, they need to do rate clustering of their market in order to in terms of geographic, demographic, and all those things that they need to put in place. And also they also need to minimize threat. That is, minimizing threat has to do with they need to win over the competitors through the strong brand image. They have strong brand image, they need to take advantage of that, and also minimize the rising labor costs, so that they need to use automations, and also when they move to the Asian countries, it will also help them, and they should not also be over dependent on the euro. The euro currencies sometimes it's not stable, so when they trade in countries currencies such as dollar, pound, and other, it will also help them. And also they need to also be careful that their customers do not switch from their product to that of their competitor, which is Louis Vuitton and others. And also using opportunity to minimize weakness, that is to reduce over dependence on the European market by expanding to Asia and have a logistics and manufacturing center in Asia with the vertical integration minimized through Asian logistics center, and increase market communication by online. Now we having look at these issues, we need to look at the value proposition of Zara. And no, Zara, Zara, uh, Zara is fashionable and affordable clothes. They do it in fashionable and affordable clothes, and they have large choice of styles, over thousands of styles and designs that they have. And here, the they have low inventory. They don't keep inventory. This is a deliberate strategy, just to help them by doing what we call impulse buying. And then the impulse buying has to do with people buying that they have not planned. And also this is also deliberate, just to because the turnover is very high, and creating sense of exclusiveness and fast delivery of new product and trend. And we also look at their vertical integration supply chain. And in Spain, 200 fashion designers are in charge of new design for clothing line, and they select the most cost-effective fabric for for the new designs, and the designs will be made into models when sent to the factory, and the computer then decides to share the fabric in order to not to waste time, and fabric will the fabric will be sent to the factories. And why do they decide to do this? Like why vertical? There are two reasons as cost and speed. Now the local sourcing of raw material and cutting costs. They need also to cut costs because they do not also any channel. And most of times, fast time to customers, cutting time faster and efficiency and all that, and demands customization and low cost process and avoid conflict emerge from different channels. And that is supply chain. Then supply chain, that Zara supply chain, they because of their fashion sense and almost the entire government supply chain, they need to look at. They have the design, the production, and then the distribution, retailing, and with the diagram that we can see that from the supplier it move straight to the manufacturer, who is manufacturer, and then for the manufacturer having done with the clothes or with the apparel, it moves straight to the distributor, and from the distributor, it moves to the retail shop, and then the person is coming to buy. And we also want to look at the supply chain architecture of Zara, and the suppliers are all close to their factories. So the Zara suppliers are close to them. So when they need it, they order from them, and Zara buy the fabric in 4 different colors just to help them and design and then cut fabric in house. They design that in house. They don't outsource this. And the clothes are ironed. They keep the cloth ironed and hanged under security, and there are price tags, and they also transport it overnight to Euro stores and air freight used to ship to other countries. So, and then this is how it is. We use the how many days that it will take the into this Zara to distribute item from Spain to on the rack of Manhunter, Manhunter, and we realized it's 25 days, and this is how we showed it that day one the designer is the designers in Spain will sketch. They need to sketch it in day one. They need to sketch a piece of cloth, and with input from store managers and all that. That is in their own kitchen. As I can say, is their kitchen where they are designing, and then they do prototype how they want the item to look like, and they cut it, and then the 6 to 21 fabric is cut 8,000 pieces new into 8,000 new pieces and to coat and etc. and sewn together at a nearby factory and made ready for shipment. Yes, for shipment in the 2021 to 24, the 21 to the 24. The apparel is driven to a distribution center before heading to Barcelona to be flown to Zara stores around the world. So the day 5, so the item will arrive in Mahanta on display before opening. So these are the strategy that Zara that we can see the relationship with manufacturing and retailing. They have a relationship with manufacturing. That is they have a close relationship with the customers, and they listen to customer feedback and also feedback from the manufacturers, that which helps them because the manufacturers are close to them, and then outsourcing the labor intensive work, the 50% of that are manufactured in-house and the rest are sourced outside. And that is it. So they retain the best associate, give the store associate autonomy over their product line, believe that they are giving up responsibility lead to loyalty and dedication. So this we want to reuse these figures to see how Zara is doing on the market, and we chose Zara and the Zara Home Net sales, and we realized that from 2013 to 2008, in euro terms, they are moving their sales is increasing year in year out. It's increasing, and we also compared Zara, Gap, and the J Crew annual sales 2008 to 2016, and then we realized that Zara 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 is increasing, and you could see that Zara is moving up, and is doing well, far better than Gap and just by the graph that we can see. We're also looking at the strength, weakness, and opportunities of Zaira. And as I did earlier on, explained in the earlier slide, and Zara strength is in its brand name, because its brand name, it has a lot of branches across Europe, and the Zara is now a household name in Europe. And they have low cost supply chain where they produce majority of their product in house, and just in time production, and the information system flow is good. That is how they're able to get information on the new fashion trend, and also their deliberate strategy of keeping low inventory, just to due to the high turnover rate of their product. So they do this as deliberate strategy, and their HR is so strong. 50% of their labor force is actually in-house, and 50% is outsourced, and they believe in quality. And we also look at the weakness. They are over depending on the European market, and that is the Spain market, and their headquarters in Spain. That is where production is done and is being distributed across the stores in Europe and other countries. And they have one manufacturing distribution center which is in Spain, which is not good. And the vertical integration, and also lack of marketing communication. And we look at the opportunities also, and then they have opportunity to expand beyond Spain, that is to other countries like in Africa, in Asia, and then in as much as they moved there, they need also to establish an Asian logistics center, and they also need to take opportunity of the online marketing, and to be able to help them, and also segment the market in order to help them to reach out to more target customers across the group. And then their threat, and is, their threats are their competitors and the rising labor costs, because 50% of the labor cost is coming from labor, and the currency, the euro, which is they are over dependent on the euro, which they need to also deal in other multi-currency, that's like dollar, pound, and others. And also they should be careful. The trade is that their customers switching to other brands. And on this note, I leave the next presentation to Blazon.
My name is Blesson and I'll be talking about the Best Buy case. Best Buy is a multinational consumer electronics retailer which is headquartered in Minnesota, USA. It was founded by Richard M. Skewes and James Wheeler in 1966. They have about 1,238 stores all over the world as of 2019. Best Buy has various other subsidiaries such as the Audiovisions, Best Buy Mobile, Speakeasy, Future Shop, etc. This includes the biggest seller of home PCs. The first one, they came forward as one of the biggest seller of home PCs. The demand for home PCs in US is expected to rise as more business and require work from home flexibility. The second one is the power of market position through expansion. Market expansion is a business growth strategy as the companies adapt a market expansion strategy when their growth peaks in existing channels. They can have the companies that can identify other markets that are easy to reach. The third one, which is the salaries to commission salespeople. Here, it involves the concept of a fixed base salary. There are many companies that adapt this approach. Under this, there is a clear set of expectations and measures of success, but no variable compensation, just the base salary. So, for the next point, I'll be going towards a relaxed shopping environment. A better customer experience keeps them motivated to stop and to shop in the same outlet because of the excellent customer service that they received. As a result of the better shopping environment, customers are much more satisfied. The next point, that's fifth one, goes to the introduced new store concept. Best Buy put forth a new concept where they decrease the large stores and there is an increase in the small mobile stores. The sixth one goes with a price matching system with online competitors. This decision basically highlights the concept of showrooming. Showrooming is the practice of examining merchandise in a traditional brick and mortar retail store or other offline setting and then buying it online so that there is sometimes a lower price. The online stores offer lower price than their brick and mortar counterparts because they do not have the same overhead cost. In this slide, so they're basically talking about the challenges which is faced by the Best Buy. Being the top in the list among the US e-commerce, Best Buy has many competitors both in offline and online retail sectors. Some of the basic competitors include the Walmart, the Target Corporation, Costco, Staples, Kmart, etc. Next comes the shift in consumer interest. The consumer and the business environment is highly uncertain, so the shift in the consumer interest acts as a challenge for the various retail stores around the world for the Best Buy. Dipping sales due to the single channel strategy. Single channel marketing strategies focus your business on a single means of reaching your customers. Your choices of marketing channels might include a retail sales force, online commerce, or a business to business partnership. This acts as a disadvantage because of the missed opportunities, where in this digital age, mobile devices, social media, and emerging communication technologies, they play a major role. These new technologies also change the shopping, buying, and the pure influence behaviors of your customers. Next comes the concept of showrooming. Under the concept of showrooming, it is basically the practice of visiting a store or stores in order to examine a product before buying it online at a lower price. Online stores often offer lower prices than their brick and mortar counterparts because they do not have the same overhead cost. In this slide, we basically talk about the segmenting and targeting the customers based on who they are. Let's say for the tech geeks, they require, as they are the people who are working and they're highly involved in the IT industry, they require the highly knowledgeable salespeople to attend such type of customers. Under the normal customers, which includes the youth, the price conscious family. So in case of price conscious family, they go for the lower price and the high quality products which they require trained employees to give information and also information about the discounts so they can influence the price conscious people to buy a higher amount of products. Another segment of group of customers goes towards the youth who are highly enthusiastic in the latest technology. They require the assistance of people who have highly knowledgeable base about how the latest technology is being put forward in the market. Moving forward, we talked about the various competitors that the Best Buy faces, which includes Walmart, Costco, Staples, etc. In order to stand out from all these competitors, they have the various strategies which are adopted by the Best Buy, which includes providing warranty, home delivery, and also the installation services for the various products which are being bought by the customers. Next strategy we basically talk about is the introduction of the new store concept, that is basically the transformation. Here, the Best Buy put forth a new concept where they decrease the large stores and also there is an increase in the small mobile stores, which makes them the customers easily accessible. The next strategy involves the optimized layout of stores, where each of the products which are being similar are being showcased together so that the customers have an idea of each of the products and their functions. The revamped format is basically called the connected store, where the large touch screens and products with same functions are being put forth so that the customers have an idea of what each function provides. Moving on to the SWOT analysis, Best Buy is identified as one of the largest brick and mortar electronics retailer among all its competitors, such as for the Walmart, Staples, etc. Also, they focus on the customer services and support, such as for the warranties provided, the installation services, etc. This, they try to satisfy the customers in order to capture a larger market share. They also offer the latest electronic items through the various multiple channels. They try to focus highly on the latest technology in order to capture the largest market share and to satisfy the customers. Next, going for the opportunities, they try to expand the global presence. They try to expand the new stores, and also the various latest technologies across the world. They use the various channels and also the various and the latest methods of advertising to reach out to the various customers and to keep them informed about the latest technology that is being put forth by the company. Moving towards the huge maintaining cost, such as for the weaknesses. In maintaining large stores, there is a huge amount of cost and also the various employees involved, and so there is a high amount of cost. And also, talking about the third party vendors, it is basically an entity with whom you have a written agreement to provide a product or a service on behalf of your organization. This higher dependence on third party vendors is also identified as one of the weaknesses. There are various product categories and product lines which are declining because of their profit margin. Identifying the various threats, there is a higher intense competition for Best Buy, which includes Walmart, Staples, etc. Also, the idea of showrooming is considered as a major threat here. Showrooming is considered as a practice of examining merchandise in a traditional brick and mortar retail store or other offline setting, and then they buy it online, sometimes at a lower price. Here, the online stores often offer lower prices than their brick and mortar counterparts because they do not have the same overhead cost. Thank you.